I'm Kiki from Meal Garden, and I'm here with Robyn Green, owner of Movies for Mummies, and I'm really excited to be doing one of Robyn's go-to family meals. So Robyn, what are we going to be cooking today?
Well, we're really excited to be here. I have two boys who are 8 and 10, and they can be very fussy eaters, and there isn't a lot of time. So this is a really relatively healthy meal, has protein, vegetables, all kinds of good stuff, easy to make, easy to cook, very short cooking time. We're going to be making Israeli salad with chicken schnitzel that's baked, not fried, so it's extra healthy, with sweet potato wedges. Perfect. And it's yummy, easy, and they love it.
Wonderful. We've got all those recipes up in Meal Garden, and they are indeed healthy, as you mentioned. Our health algorithm can tell you that much. So what's the first step?
So the first step we're going to start with doing the schnitzel, which is probably the easiest.
Okay.
What we have here, I bought, you always use boneless chicken breasts.
Okay.
You can buy them as boneless, and if you really want to sort of get a little bit of aggression out, you can always put down some plastic saran on your counter, and you can take the boneless chicken breasts and just flatten them out using a meat mallet. But if you really are pressed for time, you can just get them as chicken scallopini, so they're already flattened, which makes it nice and easy. Perfect. So the first thing we do, you have 2 plates. You have one with seasoned breadcrumbs. I find using the seasoned breadcrumbs is a little more flavorful than just panko or breadcrumbs. You can get any brand in the store, there's nothing specific. Okay. The second thing you need is a little bit of flour, because you're going to have to make a little bit of a tempura. Perfect. So you just sprinkle it nice and easy on the second plate.
Wonderful. And we're using white flour, but you could also probably sub for like a gluten-free, or use like maybe a spelt flour, something like that.
You might just have to check the consistency. We haven't used alternate flours. As long as it sticks to the moistness of the chicken, you should be absolutely fine. So that's totally your call. So the first thing we're going to do before we work with this, we're going to preheat the oven. Okay. 420 degrees. Wonderful. Or you can convert that to Celsius. Yep. We take some olive oil. Now, you don't need a lot of oil, but you do need enough that you sprinkle it on a tinfoil covered cookie sheet. Okay. And you just kind of dribble it, because it's going to
disperse in the heat.
Exactly. So just kind of enough to get things going.
Alright.
Okay, and you leave that there, and just as it gets closer, you'll heat it up in the oven so everything disperses. And we're going to crack 2 eggs in a bowl. Okay. If you're making for, I would say, a family of 4 or 5, you should use 2 extra large eggs, maybe 3. Okay. You can kind of play around with that. So beat them up so they're well beaten, and add a little bit of pepper. It seems superfluous because you have seasoned breadcrumbs, but it really does make a difference. Okay. So it's just pepper to taste. So the whole idea of the Israeli salad is, I don't know why it's an Israeli salad, it's a tomato and cucumber salad, but they were doing International Food Day in school, and one of the teachers brought in some cucumbers and tomatoes, and she chopped it all up, and the kids came home and they loved it. So if your kid doesn't really love to sit having tomatoes on their plates, it's a little more colorful and inventive for them. Perfect. It's really easy, just chopping up some cucumber into cubes, as well as the cherry tomatoes. You just cut them in half, which works better than using big whole tomatoes. Yeah. And if your child is a little bit older and you can supervise them with a knife, involving them in the process of making their own food, dietitians have shown that by involving your child in the cooking process, they are more likely to eat what they've made and just having it in front of them.
Yeah, there's more control there's more initiative, and there's probably a lot more likely that they'll actually be a little bit more adventurous with food. So good for picky eaters as well.
Exactly. So before we get to the chicken, we're going to do the sweet potato wedges, because that takes a little more time. Okay. You probably have to allow for about 25 minutes in the oven. Okay. Or if you want to get them at the store, you can do that too. Of course. But we're going whole healthy. So we find with sweet potatoes, if you actually nuke them in the microwave before you put them in the oven, it cuts the time in half. So we do cut them into circles. Put them in the microwave a little bit. Okay. You can pour a tiny bit of olive oil on top, which helps with the moisture. Now we're going to start on the schnitzel part. Okay. So you just want to make sure this is now really hot. Yeah. That you don't burn yourself. And your fingers just get, the one thing is your fingers just get a little bit messy. So you take the flour on the plate. Okay. Do a little system here. Let's do this. So you take the chicken, you just lightly cover it in flour.
Perfect.
And then, it seems counterintuitive, you stick it, again, a little bit of an egg bath. Nice and simple. And then you put it in the breadcrumbs. The sweet potatoes, that's the part you kind of need to plan in advance because they can take a little bit longer. Again, you can substitute sweet potato fries from the grocery store. They're pretty healthy. They're baked, not fried.
Yep.
We've done them in circles. We've softened them in the microwave for about 10 minutes so that they're nice and easy to cook with a little bit of a sprinkling of oil. And then you just put them. You can do them in wedges. You can do them in strips. We like to do it like this. You can sprinkle a little bit of ground coarse salt on top for a little extra flavor. You can do pepper, Italian spice. You can go crazy with your options. So the schnitzels come out of the oven. What we do, depending on how hungry your child is, it's almost like chicken fingers. So you put it on the plate with a slice or two of yummy potato. And depending on your kids, there's a spot for ketchup. We also, you can put the Israeli salad on the side, or my kids don't like things to be infected, and many kids don't. So you can put it in a separate on the plate and you have a lovely and delicious dinner.
Perfect, and we have all these recipes now in Meal Garden, thanks to Robyn, and they're now super simple to add to your calendar, add to your week's meals, grab the grocery list, be super speedy in the grocery store, and get everything done.
Nice and easy. Thanks for having me.
Thanks so much, Robyn.